Welcome to Team Karnowski Thompson's presentation for the Go Green Recycling and Waste Reduction Project by TAK Restaurant Group. Welcome to Team Karnowski Thompson.
Why go green? In this presentation, we will discuss just that, as well as the inherent risks of a project of this kind. We will discuss stakeholder management, risk identification and assessment, risk management, risk monitoring and controlling, and finally, the lessons learned during this project.
Welcome to Team Karnowski. TAK Restaurant Group is the owner and operator of 30 restaurants in Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona, with its corporate headquarters in Austin, Texas. As part of an understanding of the importance of environmental stewardship, both to us as a corporation and to our customers and the world at large, we decided to go green. The first phase of that initiative was a comprehensive waste reduction and recycling pilot project at one of our restaurants and our corporate offices, with a plan to roll out the program to all properties over the coming year. Expansion of the program is possible with such projects as a conversion to sustainable energy sources and a green employee incentive program. Welcome to Team Karnowski.
The activities involved in this project entail the setting up of glass, metal, plastic, and compost recycling stations, as well as paper recycling bins in all offices. We would need to set up a staging area and crushing, baling machine, and receiving to deal with all recyclable materials and hire a pickup company for their haulage. Lastly, we would need to introduce an educational and informational campaign to engage employees and get them on board and excited about the project.
Welcome. In this first phase of our project, we identified a number of risks, some positive, some negative. There was the risk of some prominent stakeholders being resistant to the program, and others, while supportive, requiring assurances in order to retain their support. A plan was therefore put in place to present the project in its best light, with an emphasis on the positive nature of it, as well as keep all others informed of its positive progress. The risks identified ranged from cost-benefit risks, employee safety, and goodwill. The most extreme risks identified, that of the danger from the cardboard crushing baling machine, a negative risk, the income from glass, metal, plastic, and cardboard recycling, a positive risk, bragging rights for being a green company, positive, and lastly, the reward of a cleaner earth, also positive, were those for which we needed a clear and comprehensive risk response plan. Welcome to
For the safety risks of the crushing baling machines extreme, as it involves the very possibility of injury or even death to employees operating it, we instituted a thorough safety training and certification program, which was required to be strictly adhered to for all operators. The income from the recyclables was determined to be an extreme risk because this income would silence the naysayers of the project who felt it had a negative cost benefit ratio. It would also serve to rally the supporters of the project by giving them a concrete benefit to highlight. To increase the profitability of this risk, we worked diligently to identify the best company for the job and negotiated the best price. Bragging rights might seem silly, but it most definitely is not. Our restaurant caters to customers to whom a solid positive environmental stance for the products and services they choose is extremely important. They will vote with their pocketbooks by frequenting those businesses who present an aligned view on environmental issues. So, we put in place an exciting social media plan to showcase our efforts, as well as being a supporter of and presence at a local environmental events. And as for the reward of a cleaner earth, a lofty sentiment, but one which affects us all and our descendants, we instituted a series of educational and informational efforts to show our employees and all stakeholders the benefits of such a risk. We took employees on field trips to the city dump to see firsthand the results of lack of waste reduction programs. We had talks by an environmental waste professor from the local university and held meetings to educate and excite our employees about the program. This engaged our employees and management in a partnership for the program. Engaged employees are happy employees.
Welcome to Team Karnowski. We couldn't have this presentation without addressing the elephant in the room, COVID-19. Because of the widespread effects of the pandemic on all areas of our business and personal lives, TAK decided that addressing the impacts of the pandemic needed its own task force, and that this was therefore outside of the scope of the Go Green project. It did, however, impact it. We identified a new risk, that of getting supplies such as bins and containers in a timely manner, as the lead time for items from China after the pandemic hit were increased by more than 3 times, Hobbs 2020. This risk was extreme in that it would stymie the entire project if these supplies were not obtained. We identified new suppliers here in the U.S. should we need them, and ensured that our contract with the Chinese supplier released us from any monetary liability should they not deliver when promised. Welcome to Team Karnowski.
The implementation of these risk management strategies served to improve our probability impact ratings for all risks. The positive risk moved even higher into the red zone, higher probability, which is good, and our negative risk moved down into the green zone. Low probability slash impact are good as well. This shows the importance of a robust risk management plan.
Welcome. During the course of this project, we learned the importance of a thorough risk management plan, from identification and assessment of risks to strategizing how best to implement their management in order to increase the probability and impact of positive risks and do the opposite for negative ones. We also learned the importance of constant monitoring of not only existing risks, but also the internal and external environment for its impact on identified risks statuses, as well as for the identification of new risks. Welcome to. Here are our references used in this presentation. Welcome to Team Karnowski Thompson's presentation for the Go Green Recycling and Waste Reduction Project. Thank you for listening to our presentation, and we hope that you will join us in breathing deep of the cleaner air of a greener earth that we all are a part of preserving.